Welcome back to the Jewel Effect. I'm Jalen Jewel, and I'm coming to you with a very special episode. I came all the way to Los Angeles, California, to sit down with one of my closest friends turned sister, who's a singer-songwriter, born in New York, raised in Jersey, and currently based in LA. You might have seen her in Kanye West Sunday service choir, also Showtime at the Apollo, and even New York Fashion Week. I'd like to present to you Nelle Rose. This isn't going to be like a normal episode, right? Because I've known you for how many years?
Oh, over 10 years.
Over 10, maybe 11, 12 years,
We're
right?
aging ourselves as we just go higher
Yeah,
and higher. Right,
yeah.
cool.
So how's LA been?
Ooh, that question. Oh, I hate that question.
It's a loaded question.
It's a loaded question. One of my friends here knows that my first year here was very hard. I felt like life was just attacking me. But you know what? I moved here thinking that I could be anything because I felt like I'd already been through so much. Then I got here and I was just not ready for what I thought I would be ready for. So like, luckily, like I had a small group of friends that, held me down. Every time I was about to move back to Jersey, they were like, girl, stay. You came here for something. You're going to stay and do it. And now I am approaching 4 years later. I'm still here. And I'm full-time in music. So
You mentioned like you weren't prepared for the things that, the obstacles that you were facing like when you actually got here. So like describe some of those.
I felt like it was a lot of a culture shock. When I moved here, every time I visited, I was like, oh, it's so beautiful. LA is just like so gorgeous and like it's the land to like chase your dreams. And then I moved here and, like I felt like a lot of the random things would happen to me, like, getting your car windows bashed in or getting your license plate stolen or like, I thought I had like a lot of friends when I moved here and I ended up only having like less than a handful of friends, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or like there was a lot of fakeness or like it just wasn't like when I graduated college, I moved to New York and like it was easier to dive into the scene and network with people. Here is like a who type of thing. It's kind of harder to network but once you get in, it's easier. But I was on the outside just knocking on the door like, let me in. And
they was like, oh,
they was like, who's that girl with the scar neck? No. And, it took some time, but it was just, and I was homesick. Like my only nephew was being born while I lived here. And I just felt so far from family. I was an emotional wreck, but I made it through. Once you get through the first year, it's easier. I'm not saying easy, but easier to make it to the next year and the next year. And so
one of my questions was going to be, what's been some of like your most successful, moments or your highest moments that you've had so far?
Okay. So I have ones that are known and, some that aren't. One of my favorite moments was when I joined Kanye West Sunday service, and we did the forum 3 weeks in a row. Like we just took over the forum, and I was able to have my friends see me doing what I love full time, and worshiping with me. Like some people didn't even believe in God, but they were there and supporting, and they felt whatever was in the room or the auditorium or whatever. Another time was I held a Christmas concert in Hollywood. And this was still like less than a year and a half of me being in LA. And I didn't really think that people were going to show up. I thought like, maybe like 2 to 5 people or something like that. I filled out the whole place.
Are you serious?
And this was only December 2019. Like, because I made my friends in the choir. I made different friends in LA. Like I just had different groups of friends. Or people that like just liked my voice, and then they came out to support me, and that was really important to me. It was an intimate not acoustic, but like intimate space show, but it was packed out all for me. So that was a great time. And then another time is when I flew to Jamaica for work.
Okay.
I was able to see my grandpa who I hadn't seen in 5 years because I was there for work. And, you know, I can count on one hand how many times I've seen him.
Wow.
And he's a musician as well. So like, it was, you know, it felt, that was the last time I saw him. That was 2019 as well.
I remember you called me.
Yeah, like I wanted to cry. Like he came to the hotel with like a bag of like pineapple and sugar cane. It was just like, here you go. And I was just like,
wow.
oh, thank you.
You cried.
I wanted to, but you know, he don't really do
the emotional
emotions.
thing. Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, bless him, bless up. And then that was it. Like, I was like, okay, yes. Like, he stayed for like 5-10 minutes and then dipped. He was like, I got to go home. Like, it's time. I got to go up to the mountain before it gets dark.
Oh, I
was
see.
like, ooh, child. Yeah. And then, okay, there's another time where like a well-known actor that I can't say, but like we were hired, a group of us were hired to surprise him for his birthday and sing in his living room.
Okay.
And that was like really amazing. There was no like cameras or videos or anything like that, but just to see him emotional and like just loving to have live music in his living room without knowing, like that was, you know, amazing.
So how do you get these types of like, because I know you said like when you first got here, you kind of on the outside knocking on all these doors. So what was your like entrance into these rooms where you get these opportunities to be in, you know, you get to be in these rooms and get these opportunities to perform for these actors or these like celebrities, like when did this start happening?
Well, I was doing auditions, and even though I didn't make those auditions, people liked my voice and they took my contact and they referred me for other auditions, and eventually one stuck. Nice. And that major one was the choir. And that choir was such a big network because it was like 125 of the best singers in LA. So like, if one person has a gig and they're looking for someone, you know, they'll just refer you. You know what I mean? So like, it's literally who you know.
Right.
And before I didn't get anything because I didn't know nobody. But like now that I know people, I'm referred for, you know, different random gigs. And, you know, your spirit is a lot of what can get you into rooms. Like if you can smile or like make people feel light when you enter a room, it's not always about like if I can do all the riffs and runs.
I'm
like,
so talented.
You know what I mean? Like it's not about being boastful. It's about like, you know, getting along with other people and things of that nature.
So I want to talk about, because it's already hard enough, right? Being a full-time artist or a musician. You know, songwriter, singer, it's already hard to do that on a regular. So how did you maintain that during the pandemic and COVID and no gigs and mask and all these mandates? You know, how did you do that?
God. You know,
take me through the process of like what happened in March 2020.
Listen, when I started 2020, I thought it was going to be the best year of my life. I said, it's going to be plenty in 2020, and everything that's for me is going to happen now. I said, you know, it started off really great, and I was like, this is it. Like, we here. Like, March, the top of March, I was in Paris. I was in Paris Fashion Week. Like,
that was
no
your
mask.
30th birthday.
Yes. Paris Fashion Week, no mask.
Right.
I don't know what I was thinking, because I knew something was going around the world, but I was just sick the top of the year. But I was working through it, you know? And
probably spreading COVID.
Probably, child. Oh my gosh. I was coughing up blood and everything. I went to urgent care.
Like, yeah.
They didn't know what was wrong with me. They just gave me some shots and some like cough suppressants and was just like send me on my merry way.
Yeah. I feel like everybody was sick from like December to like February.
I was. And then when I did the antibody test in the summer, it was high.
Yeah.
Like I probably was spreading COVID. Dang, I was a COVID spreader. But I didn't know it was COVID.
You didn't know. Yeah. It's okay.
So anywho, when COVID popped off, I was in the house like, dang, I got to quarantine alone. Like my family on the other coast. Like, what am I going to do? And luckily, I was one of the first people to apply for unemployment. And because I used to work at a school, I was able to, they put me as like an educator in unemployment. So I was able to survive through that. And then like sometimes I would get random gigs, and then it was like highs and lows. Like I would either be working and like, you know, COVID testing and masked up, or then I would not be working. So it's like been like a roller coaster ride ever since.
I want to get into your music.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's go from kind of the beginning, like your first EP, and then we'll go to like your most current single.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Well, I dropped Fool for Love in 2017.
Yep.
It's a 7-song EP, and it was based on real life experiences. Mostly based on my last relationship, truthfully. And my brother produced most of the songs. Bari produced the other half of the songs.
Shout out to what's their names? Bari
and Champ.
And Champ. Yeah. I was about to say government names, so let's go ahead.
Yeah, and shout out to Brian Rogers, who has been my engineer since then till now.
Nice.
So like he has been making my sonic clean. And, you know, everyone was like, oh, we love how you record. And I'm like, that's all Brian. And also Saeed. Saeed is helps vocal produce me and also co-writes a lot of my songs. And he's an amazing writer. So, and he's like my big brother. I've known him since I was like 14. So,
shout out to Saeed.
Yeah. So from then I did take a break because I had some things going on in life. And then I started releasing songs again in the pandemic because I was like, YOLO. I've been recording and sitting on things. Might as well just start dropping them. So,
what's your favorite song on Fool for Love?
Basic Niggas.
What's the chorus for that or the hook for that?
Ooh, that's high for me right now.
You ain't gotta sing it. Say what's the lyrics?
Okay. Are you really down for me? I want to know if you really ride for me, because I don't want to give my heart to you. If you ain't man enough to wake up, looking for a real one, not a basic nigga. Looking for a real one, not a basic nigga.
That's kind of ratchet, you know.
I know. My mom would play it in school for her students. I'm like, Mom, this is not like PG. And all the Caucasian folks was singing along, not saying the nigga part, but they was like, ooh, this is my song. I'm like, okay. It's because it got a Kill Bill, like, sample.
Nice, yeah. So, okay. So that was Food for Love. Then you started releasing, was Bear the first song you released? Okay. Let's talk about Bear.
Bear, I wrote that with Bari, and Bari also produced that, and Brian recorded it. You know, we were just together writing, and we were just talking about how, like, a lot of people, you know, make themselves vulnerable, and you know they wonder why when they make themselves vulnerable they sometimes like fall victim to that, like maybe they feel too bad in their chest, or like they'll drink themselves to sleep, or they're all these things just because they're trying to give their all to someone. And that song was just saying, I'm letting all hang bare, because you know.
So was that a song? Because I know you said your first EP was based on like real life experiences. Was Bear coming from a place of like personal experiences, or was it something that you just collaborated with the songwriters?
I would say that it was a mixture of personal and also, you know, watching other people go through things, and then, you know, collaborating with Bari. Yeah.
The song starts where it's like, I think I
hate you. Mama said don't say it unless you really, really mean it, so I hate you. Damn, I said it twice.
You see, I'm a fan, right?
Come on, two fingers.
Twice.
Peace.
I know. I put the fingers up real strong. But I love that song. I love that song. Let's break down Damaged Goods and exactly like what the song was about, so the people that are watching can like know where you were coming from.
Yeah, so you know, before for the past 4 years, I haven't had a scar on my neck. You know, I had throat surgery, so I didn't have this. When I moved to LA, I had the scar, and I felt like a lot of people looked at that before they even saw me. And I felt like not only in the music industry, but also in the dating scene. And, you know, I've been single ever since, you know, I've had the surgery, and it made me think a lot, like, are people am I damaged goods? Like, does not anyone not want me? Does not anyone, you know, want me in the room? Or want to be with me because I don't look like how I used to look or fit the the model stereotype or all those things, and it made me second guess my own beauty. So yeah, that's why that hook, that it's a really harsh, not, it's a strong hook. I didn't write that word. Like literally Barry wrote that hook and was like, he wrote that hook like a year before I released it, and was like, I feel like you would like this song. And I was like, I kept writing to it. I wrote it like 3 different times before I got the final product. And
so what's the hook?
Am I damaged goods, the thing that you don't hold on to? Am I damaged goods, the antique you throw away? Am I damaged goods when you don't see value? Am I damaged goods, damaged goods, damaged goods to you? To you.
That's good. But you chose to speak about it. You chose to sing about it. You chose to use your talent and be so vulnerable. And I told you when you released it how courageous you are. And I'll tell you in public that was like one of the bravest things I've seen in so long. You know what I mean? So I commend you for doing that. Not everyone can do that. So tell me about the messages you received during that moment.
Yeah, there was a lot of people messaging me saying that once they moved to LA, they started second guessing, how they felt about themselves. They started getting insecure and wondering. They always felt like they were beautiful, but once they got here, they were like, "Am I beautiful? I can't. I'm not dating. Or I feel invisible or things of that nature." So they felt like the song, resonate with them. And this song isn't for everyone. It's either people will listen to it and like it, or people will listen to it and be like, not my cup of tea. You know what I mean?
Right.
I still have loved ones who will not talk about it because they feel like it's too hurtful, for them to even address to me. So, but it wasn't for everyone. It was for me. I know it's not like a radio top 100 hit. I needed to release that before I release my next music, which is more relatable for everyone. You know what I mean? It was just something to get out there.
Right. So where are you currently with your vocals, because you have this scar because you went through a surgery. So how's that been going?
Ooh, child. I need a sip before I say this. So 4 years ago, I was facing something. They found goiters in my neck that were sizable, and they didn't know if it was cancer or not. Did all the testing, and it was decided to remove them. And then when they removed them, because of the size, they were impacting. One was the size of a potato right here, and one was on my left side of my thyroid, right? When they removed it, it was cancer-free, thank God. But beforehand, they couldn't tell me if it was cancer-free. I did not know that what I was facing 4 years ago, that I'd be facing the same thing again today. At the top of April, they found a lumps in my neck again. And last week, I did the ultrasound, and they found 3. They found 3. One is high risk, one's medium risk, and one's low risk. And just the thought of having throat surgery, or the thought of doing all the biopsies for cancer and all that stuff again, is it's triggering, because it was really hard to survive it the first time, And me and God have a unique relationship. I do pray to him, but sometimes I'll be like, man, why me? I feel like I'm always going through something. Can I just get a break? You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm going through now. I literally had a doctor's appointment this morning, scheduling more biopsies and all these things. And I'm just like, I really do not want to go through this again. And I get it's going to make my story bigger or whatever, but I feel like I already got a story.
What keeps you going? And what keeps you moving in your career? Because you need your hearing, you need your throat to sing and be,
Yeah.
So What is it?
Passion. Because when I actually am singing, there's no other feeling like it. It's like euphoric, like just to even like sing for 5 minutes, you know, on a stage or in a small room or anything. It's just the energy that comes from that. It's just, there's nothing like it. And I hope that I'm able to sing, you know, for the rest of my life. I want to tour. I want people to know my music. I want my music to actually like touch people. Like I want when I sing for them, they feel it on their skin around the world. I want to be bi-coastal, truthfully. I don't want to just live in LA the rest of my life.
You spoke about that a couple years ago.
Yeah. I want to, you know, have a spot in LA and a spot, you know, back east. And, you know, I want, you know, my name to ring on for generations to come.
What can we look forward to in the near future? What can you tell us?
Right. There's some things I can't tell you, but as far as my personal artistry, I am working, well, I have a new single. I am working on the visual for that. Nice. And then everything will be released together.
Oh, so you can't even tell us the name, huh?
It's called Oceans.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. And I collaborated with someone new, and we
so it's gonna be like a feature?
No, like I wrote with someone new, and he made the track. His name's Chaz, and he's amazing. I actually met him through the choir as well, and I cannot wait to drop it because it's just like it's a vibe.
I'm gonna give you.
But I have been sipping a little bit, so hopefully I'm all, you know.
You'll be all right. If it's bad, I'm a psych.
You cannot have me out here looking crazy.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna give you a word, and right away, first song that pops in your head, you gotta sing it. Sound good?
Hopefully my brain works. You know I'll be having concussions.
I'll give you like 3 seconds. If not, cut it. All right. You ready? All right. Oh, you heard that? All right. Love.
So many things I've got to tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. That's one of my favorite songs. You know?
I love that song.
Music
I knew you was going to do that.
Ooh,
I knew it. I wrote it down. I was like, yeah, I think she's going to sing that. All right. Sex.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
I know you. I knew you. Okay. Bear.
Letting it all hang bare.
You gotta sing.
Letting it all hang bare. 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 Letting it all hang.
That was me. That was just me. All right. Good.
I'm living that good life. I don't know the rest of the words. But
that ain't a song.
Natalie Wilson and SOP. Yes, it is. It's gospel.
I don't even know them. It's like, nah. I'm just kidding.
Who's she? No, yeah.
I hope I never meet them. I hope they never see this if I do meet them. All right. Crazy.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so special about that place. Even your emotions have an echo, so much space. Yeah. And when you're out there without a care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it was because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. I did too much of the song. Hey,
I love it.
That make me crazy. That make me crazy. That make me crazy. Possibly.
Sorry. All right, last one. You ready?
Yeah.
Woman.
I'm every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want, don't, baby. Do it naturally. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's good. I was hoping you would do Natural Woman.
Yeah.
It was good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, I used to sing that one a lot.
Yeah, I love that one. We'll save that for another time. All right, so now, Rose, where can they find you?
They can find me everywhere on all social media platforms at Nelle Rose Music. N as in Nancy, ELLE, Rose Music. A lot of people mistake it for Melrose, but you know, my real name is actually Janelle, so it's
And as in, never mind.
N as in Nancy. N as a nigga. Oh, that works. Thanks.
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
Okay, so on all platforms, Nelle Rose. And I asked everyone.
Yeah.
I've asked you this before because I actually wrote something on my website for you like a few
Yeah,
years
I
ago.
remember that.
I always ask everyone to drop a jewel to your fans, to your fellow aspiring artists, your fellow choir, members, friends. Drop a jewel for them.
Always let your light shine bright. You know, you never know what doors that'll open for you.
I'm excited for what's to come because I know some good stuff is coming.
It's coming, baby.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for Oceans. So it's coming soon. Her next single. So yeah, that's Nelle Rose on The Jewel Effect.
Thanks for having me, baby girl.
You're welcome. Love you. That's
Love
it.
you too. Gang, gang. Yeah.
Oh, we got a clap.
Oh, yes. There's an audience in the room. Hi, my name is Nelle Rose, and catch me on the best episode of The Jewel Effect.
The Jewel Effect.